If you're returning, welcome as well. Make sure you subscribe and follow me wherever you are watching, on Facebook or YouTube. Karen Hadley here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Zealand. Got back, had last week off, as you know, and had a fantastic time in Las Vegas at the Leadership Conference and met some amazing, amazing people. It was just so much fun meeting people that you've only seen online or chatted to online and seeing them in person. It's just such a fantastic experience. And yeah, really come back quite enthused, which is great. So I want to share with you the Friendly Foliage Bundle today. I only recently got it. Was waiting for me when I got back, actually, so I've been excited to have a little play with it. So let's turn over to the desk and I will show you exactly what is in that bundle. Let me just go over to, here we go. Okay, yes, so met people that I'd met before, as I say, and met new friends. And one of the most amazing things, I stayed for a couple of extra days and went to the Grand Canyon on a helicopter ride. And then we were sitting at the bottom. There was about 5 of us on the plane in the canyon, and we're all chatting, talking about where we're from. And then it was discovered that the lovely Kim Dent was on my helicopter, and we realized we'd been to the same conference. Such a small world, and what a lovely lady. We just couldn't stop chatting away, which was just the highlight. It was fantastic. Okay, but talking about the Friendly Foliage, which is what I want to share with you today, it's the stamp and the dies. These are the stamps that are included, and these are the dies. So there's 6 dies in here, and this has a special way of cutting out, which I'll share with you today. Okay, the other thing I want to share with you is adding, if you've got a stamp, adding more than one color to your stamp. Okay, so let's grab some basic white, and I'm going to use Strawberry Slush in Pretty in Pink. So always start with the lighter color that you've got. So I'm going to just add some Pretty in Pink. Go that way, I suppose. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to use the darker color, and I'm just going to add that at the bottom. I'm not going to press too hard. I don't want lines. I'm just going to sort of add it randomly. It doesn't matter if it goes down in between. So just like that. And then give it a huff and stamp. And there you have like a two-tone pink. Just love how this turns out. Used to use it with my markers, but there is other ways that you can still do this without your markers, and this is one of the techniques that you can use. Now, just to show you about how this die works, and so do say hi when you come on. Love to hear from you, love to see you, love to know that you are watching. Okay, so it comes in 2 parts, and this is the outside one. Okay, so you could cut it out just like that if you wanted, and then you've just got that rectangle with the outside pieces. But it does come with this one as well, which means that you can actually, make sure I get this up the right way, you can actually add that in to the center. And then, well, you could do it separately if you wanted to, or you could do it both at the same time. I do it both at the same time. I just put a bit of tape through there to secure it in place, and then I run it through my cut and emboss machine. And this is what you have. So it cuts out all those bits in between. I just really like that. I think that is so cute. And of course, I've done it in pink. I have got another sample to show you that is in greens, but you know, why not do it in pink if you can? Okay, so let's put the card together. That's going to be our focus. We've got this piece here. This is Strawberry Slush, and I'm going to pop that on the inside. And for this one, this white piece, I'm going to use the one of the stamps, the stamp here, and I'm going to use the same two colours that I've been using for the front piece. So I'm going to stamp one in Strawberry Slush and stamp off. Oops. Now see if I can line this back up again. Oh, that's not too bad. And then I am going to use some Pretty in Pink. Hi, Kerry. Thanks so much for saying hi and joining me. Lovely to have you here. Okay, so this is Pretty in Pink. And just do a light one there. So keeping with the theme of the different shades. And that's going to be the inside. So let's add some stamp and seal for that. And that is the middle done. Okay, so let's do the outside. I have used the beautiful Gathering Leaves embossing folder for this, and just on basic white. And this time I've turned it round so that the leaves are going that sideways, I suppose. And let's add some glue to the back of this. So I do have to say, and I will remind you at the end, I am away again next Thursday. A friend and I are going to Rarotonga to lie on the beach for a few days. So really looking forward to that. Okay, this is the Country Woods DSP. And I'm just going to add a bit of that. I know I've hardly been home the month of November. Getting up those extra miles, weren't I? Okay. Right, so then I wanted to, I've used this from, this piece here is from, let me just grab it. Oh, no, I've got one extra thing to do here. This is Florals in Bloom DSP, and it's one of the reverse sides of this paper. And I want that as the sort of background. Now, if you've got gold, for example, and you don't want to waste it, like I could have used this as my background and then another piece to cut out this, which I want to be behind the leaves, then you would have wasted all the middle. So a real great tip for saving is to use that die. So you can use this die individually and cut that out from the middle of that, and you're never not going to see it. And I'm going to pop that on there. But one other thing I want to do is grab my scrap paper here and some vellum. Still enjoying playing with my vellum again. Okay, and I'm going to just add some strawberry slush around the edges of this, just really soft. Don't worry about the middle because you're not going to see that. So you can add colour to vellum like this with the blending brush. Obviously, you can use it with alcohol markers, the Stampin' markers as well. Okay. Right, let's start putting some of this together. I'm going to add that to there. I will use my Stampin' Seal. And add that to there. Whoops. Try and get it even. Those that know me know I'm not very good at putting things on straight. There we go. And because you're not going to see the inside or the edge, I am going to just add some, because as you know, you've got to hide your, if you can, hide your embellishments, not your embellishments, your glue with vellum, because it does peek through. Okay. And then we're going to add this piece. So a couple of layers. Strawberry slush. Here we go. Right, now this. Okay. Let me just glue that onto there, and then that's going to go on the top. Okay. It's not a difficult card. It's quite straightforward. You can do so many different things with this, though. I could obviously leave this plain with just that in the background, or a completely different background if I wanted, or just not cut out the inside. Okay, so I'm just going to add this to this gold, and then I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. And oops, where did that one come off? Put one in the middle. Can't have a saggy middle. Okay. Put that on there. Now I've got this beautiful white and gold twine, black and white and gold. I'm going to use the white and gold, and I am going to tie a double bow. This is how I do mine, and I learned this from Tammy in America ages ago, and it's the way that I have kept doing it. I know there's lots of different ways, so I'm holding it between my thumb and forefinger, making a loop at the top, making a loop at the bottom. Then I'm going to grab my scissors, my snips. I'm going to cut a piece off. Then, still pinching it in the middle, I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to wrap it around the back. I'm going to form a loop, and then I am going to thread that through the loop. I'm going to hold those two ends and I'm going to pull. And then I have a double bow. Just tidy it up a little bit. And make it a bit even. Oops, put that too far. Right. Let's grab a glue dot. And I'm just going to pop that on the corner there. Pop that there. Trim down that length. Now I have already pre-stamped the sentiment, but I have used the oh, it's gone right out of my head now. Not the banners die. Yes, you know, I'm sure you know what I mean, and it's gone right out of my head. Of course it's gone out of my head. Never mind. This punch, which comes with a bundle with a whole lot of different sayings. I'm using the sentiment from this actual bundle, but the punch is perfect for cutting out quickly your sentiments. Okay, so I am going to just put, now, because that's already on dimensionals and that isn't, on the end, this end, I'm sure someone out there knows what it's called. I do too, but it'll as soon as I click off, it will come back to me. Of course it will. Right, so one at each end, and because that's already, as I say, on dimensionals, I'm going to do two dimensionals at that end, and that makes it even. And I'm not putting anything in the middle because there is the knot there from the sentiment. Okay. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. I have these gorgeous sequins, gold sequins. So I'm going to put some on there. So they're not self-adhesive. You have to add a little bit of glue. So try not to press too hard, obviously. Put one there and put one there. And I think I forgot to get some more, but my little thingy has run out. I meant to do that before I started, but that's all right. Let me do this. It makes it easier. That putty comes in so handy. So I've used it all up. Okay. I'm just going to add 3 of these. She says, get up there. Go on. There you go. We'll do there. And then this one. And there you have a card. Didn't take very long at all. Banner's saying, thank you, Angela. Thank you. That's it. Banner's saying. I knew someone there would know. Thank you so much. This is another one I did, but using 3 greens. Now, I've only used 2 colors, but you can use 3. I've used lemon lime twist. I've used granny apple green, and I've used old olive. Old olive looks quite dark in comparison when you use it like that. And I've also used the Country Woods papers at the back. And this time I've cut the whole out of two-tone Secret Sea and snuck the look through the back so you can still see the wood, which is another way you can use those dyes. Yeah, so endless really what you can do. It's a beautiful, beautiful set if you love leaves and things like that. But even if you combined it with a flower set, you could certainly do a lot with it. So I hope that gives you some ideas on how to use this this bundle and how to add different colors so that it's just not one color. Really super, super quick and easy with that technique. So as I said, not here next Thursday. I do apologize. But the Thursday after that, I will be back, and I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the year. So I should be able to come to you weekly. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do share if you know anyone that would has this bundle or would be interested in this technique. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.